my first video for parents, so that's really fun. My favorite thing about Christmas is like some of the best Christmas stories that there is. And I wanted to share with you guys, because on my YouTube channel, I read aloud stories. And I'm going to be doing a 25 Days of Christmas countdown with a new kids book, picture book, every day, every evening until Christmas this year. And it's going to be super fun. But I was really sad when I wasn't going to be able to do chapter books, because some chapter books are so good for Christmas. So I decided to do this video to share with you guys my top 5 chapter books that you can read with your kids this holiday season, or if you have an avid reader at your house, you can borrow from the library or get for them to read this holiday season. So let's get started. My first one, I wrapped them so I could be surprised a little bit. So it might seem a little girly, but I think it's a family story. It is Little Women. You might think, why is Little Women a Christmas story? Well, I'm holding it upside down. Oops. The very first line of Little Women is, "Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents." So I always read this one around Christmas time because it's just so good about growing up and how things change when you grow up. And it's a really good one to read with some older kids about, and even if you wanted to just read the Christmas parts where they give away their Christmas breakfast to the poor family or any of that stuff. Like, this is one of my favorites. So that was number 1. All right, book number 2. I have The Father Christmas Letters. It's J.R.R. Tolkien. It is the author we know and love from Lord of the Rings. And it is his family tradition was every year Father Christmas would send them a letter. And he would send them drawings and maps and all this fun stuff. So the way it's laid out is by year. So there's like 1927 all the way through when all of his children grew up, which would be 37. So like 10 years of letters that Father Christmas, Santa, sent them, and pictures that he sent them, and some stories of the elves and the polar bears and the gnomes of the North Pole. So this is a really cute book. And you get to read about all the fun things happening up at the North Pole those years. And you can see the stamps that were, the North Pole stamps that were on every letter. So this is a great one to do as a family, because they're pretty long letters, but they're really funny stories. The polar bear likes to get himself into trouble, and so your kids like to hear about Santa and what he's up to at the North Pole. This is a good one. So that is my second one. All right, so my third book that we can read as a family for Christmas is an oldie but a goodie, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. All right, so C.S. Lewis. Father Christmas is in this one too, and I really like it because you can reflect it upon the true meaning of Christmas and talk about how Aslan represents Jesus and all of those things too, because, you know, Christmas is a story about Jesus. So that is the one that I always like to read, especially because Father Christmas is in it. And it's winter, never Christmas, and that's sad, but then all of a sudden Jesus comes and saves the world, and then there's Christmas again, and it's really a nice one to read, and I like to read it around the holidays. All right. And the next one we have is Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. Like, this one might be a little bit for the older group, and it is really just 4 parts long. It's not very long at all. My version is 68 pages. Obviously, I can't read this for Stories with Aunt C because I base that around preschool age. But this one is one of my favorites. I love reading about the ghosts of Christmas and seeing how being giving and thinking of others really changes who we are as people. So this is one of my favorite ones. All right, I think that is one more. All right, let's see. All right, this one. Okay, this one is awesome. It is red, you can tell. I've read it so much. It is Christmas After All, a Great Depression Diary of Minnie Swift. So Minnie and her brother and her sister and her cousin are all living in the Great Depression, and it's about how, you know, just how you would have a Christmas in the Great Depression. And I like it a lot because it is historically accurate, but also, like, has a good meaning about, like, what do you do when you don't have anything for Christmas. And it's pretty easy level. I'm trying to see if it had a reading level on it. It's a scholastic book, and I think it's good for the whole family. There's even some fun recipe in the back for molasses crinkles and like all of the songs that she says in the book. So it's really nice for like a historical piece. And I like to read it even to boys because her brother is very, very involved in the story. So it's not like a lovey-dovey girls book. And it's cool because you can just read a diary entry a day if you wanted. It starts on November 25th and goes, and I think it ends right, let's see, where's the last one? It ends on, it looks like it ends on Christmas Eve. Well, past midnight on Christmas, so I guess it's Christmas Day. So it goes from November 25th to Christmas Eve. So that would be a really fun one to read with your kids. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've never done a grown-up video before, but I just know that I really wanted to include those books in my 25 days, but I couldn't because they are too long or maybe not for the audience that I was intending my videos for. So I hope that you enjoy any of these books, and I want you to drop your favorite chapter books, young adult books for Christmas down below in the comments so that everybody else that watches the video can also see what their young readers want to read this Christmas. Thank you, and Merry Christmas, and have a great and happy holidays.